You're not going to make every play, and that's okay. You don't have to, and you don't have to play perfect. So that's really the message to our guys: be who we've been.
What rotation, Niles and Albert, or Albert and Niles, or is that to be determined?
Albert and Niles. Albert then Niles. Yeah.
What's been your biggest focal point in terms from a vulnerability standpoint and things that you have to fix that didn't work throughout the season?
Oh man, I'm still working on depth. Do we have any time to develop any more depth? Across the board. No. Hey, look, you know, we're 13-0. We've played pretty well for most of the year. Like any team, you know, you have your good moments and bad moments, and the South Carolina game we did not play well in, and the second half of the A&M game didn't, you know, they made some plays and we didn't, but we've been able to play pretty well all year, and we're going to need to play well the back end, you know, at linebacker, up front, and we're going to need to be very, you know, cohesive. And again, that's to me, that's what's most important, is how we play, you know, in this game, you know, cohesively, you know, as a you know, entire 11.
What do you like about your team the most heading into Saturday?
Just the maturity and the leadership. It's a group of guys that have a lot of love and respect for one another. They love to play, love to compete. When their backs are against the wall, it always brings out the best in them, and they love a challenge. And you know, those are the biggest things. Just the, you know, their joy and how they play. They truly enjoy the grind, the practice, the game itself, and that's a lot of fun to be around as a coach. Well, I cleaned them out quick, huh? It's good. What do you think, Rick? Somebody ready to take me home? I'm assuming these are mine. Are these my gifts? I got a pen. I got a water. I got a cotton ball pen. I got a lapel here. My name's on the table. Is that extra benefits? Yeah. How about this here?
You were saying the way the players play with the love of the game.
Yeah.
That's coming from you guys, right? The coaches.
Not always. You know, we try to nourish that whole concept, but that, I think it'd be naive to say that. I think that comes from recruiting the right kind of people, and that love to be coached, that love to be challenged, love to be corrected, that love to compete, and that it's important to them about being a great teammate. And you just go down all those boxes and check them, because that's who our guys are.
That's great.
And it's a very unique group of guys. Yeah. All right. Hey, George. Good. How are you? Merry Christmas. Nothing new that I've heard. Yeah, you might have heard before me. Done some good research? I've heard 38 of the 40 or something like that have been since vindicated. Yeah. Process is the process. It's too bad, but yeah. Good. You staying here? Yeah. No, I meant here at the Omni. I got you. Yeah. Hey, I love Marriott. Yeah, Marriott's good. Yeah, yeah. I love Marriott. Yeah. Okay.
What the adjustments and things, differences we see after halftime, what percentage of those are you and coaching staff making adjustments and just players executing?
I mean, there's always a combination of the two, Manny. I would say, you know, some games are a little different than others, but sometimes it's just kind of settling in to what it is that you're seeing and doing all the same things, not changing the calls, but just executing them with a little bit better precision, a little bit more aggressiveness. And sometimes, you know, in the past you've had to, you know, flip the script when it comes to some calls. Not many, not much. Once in a while you change a personnel, you know, better matchups. sometimes you can't get out of your own way and don't make any adjustments and not help your guys. So I don't know what the percentage is, but every game everybody's doing some different things, and to a certain degree they are, and figuring that out early and getting your guys just tuned into what they're doing, as much as anything is obviously very critical.
In a previous life, you coached in some big games in this town, stadium. Any memories when you come to Dallas from that standpoint?
Yeah, we've been in this stadium a couple times. We lost an opener against BYU, 14-13 in 2009, and played for the Big 12 championship, beat Nebraska in 2010 in the Dome, and a bunch of games in the Cotton Bowl. It's a football city. It's a great sports town. Just a tremendous community that's very passionate about all things sports, and it's a great locale. Whether you're in the region or you're traveling from somewhere, everything they do in Texas is bigger and better. They're first class. They always go above and beyond at doing things the right way and then some. And the Cotton Bowl is easily one of our favorite bowls that we've been a part of. And it's just the hospitality, the things for our players, the things for our families to do, entertainment, the food, where you stay, where you practice. It really doesn't get a whole lot better.
You probably saw the passion. The Red River deal is just a so you would associate this town, I guess, with a whole lot of passion because of those games.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of passion when you're wearing that crimson or you're wearing that burnt orange, for sure. So, but they support anybody that comes through that has a good product, and so obviously you go and you look at the pride in the Dallas Cowboys, and that's just here. The facilities and how communities grow right around, the Star, and up in Frisco and certainly in Arlington. It's pretty amazing to see kind of the transformation in the last 8-10 years. And Jerry Jones is an awfully smart businessman, for sure. But the Cowboys are one of the great franchises in the history of the NFL. And but uniquely, they support college athletics every bit as much. And you can't find that in a lot of big cities. And whether it's TCU or it's Baylor or it's UT or it's A&M, it's Texas Tech. Those are some rabid fan bases that very passionate fan bases that they fill up their stadiums. Still, you have the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys and the Mavericks and the Rockets, and just go on and on and on. And there's a little bit of something for everybody, but they're all incredibly supported. You can go to Miami and not have the same kind of support, whether it's for the NFL or it's for the University of Miami. Just it's not the same, and but it's the same in regards to millions of people in the community and with a lot going on. And I think that's what makes Dallas unique.
Now, did you recruit when you were at Oklahoma? Did you recruit?
The Metroplex.
So for now, the here and the now, for the Clemson staff coming out here playing a game, you've got ties. Of course, Chad Morris has ties here. Maybe some of that's going on. Is this an important weekend from that standpoint?
We don't really recruit out here much. We're recruiting a couple of guys. We'll spot recruit. There's definitely good enough players and come be great players at Clemson. It's hard to pull kids from their family units regionally. It's just harder, and it takes a certain kind of kid. And we swung a few times in trying to do so. We have closed practices. We made a decision to close practices, and so it's hard. You got a lot of your friends, and you've had to tell them, hey, there's some other college games here locally. Come out to see us in Clemson. You can come to any practice you want. So, but it's just a great venue to showcase our program and our university, and this is a platform that's as big as there is in college football. And again, they do it all the right ways. So to be here in Dallas and to play in AT&T Stadium, it's just a great opportunity for our program to continue to grow our brand.
You mentioned that you have recruited out here and taken some swings and spot here and there. Is this an opportunity to maybe try and further those efforts a little bit?
You got to be careful. We had a staff meeting this morning and talked about between North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, there's over 300 young men that signed at FBS schools on the 19th, over 300. So you have to be careful. We're signing, as you know, young men on December 19th from 14 different states, which is the most that we've kind of branched out, so to speak. So you have to be very careful, mindful of your footprint and where you make your hay. And the further you take guys and sign guys away from home, the potential's there for less allegiance to your program, the stick-to-itness, the familiarity with your brand and the culture and what you're signing up for. And so we've tried to do a very good job of intentionally choosing people that really understand what they're signing up for, and choosing Clemson for the right reasons. So we try to be very thorough, in our vetting process, and not just somebody that likes the paw, likes the color, and hey man, why not y'all play well? I've seen you in the playoffs, and where do I sign? You got to be very careful of that, and because and we feel like we are, from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. That's what has made our program what it is today.
Coach, you've been on a ridiculous run. What's it, 15, 16 years now of double-digit wins? I mean, that's remarkable.
Yeah.
So can you describe this ride that you've been on for the better part of a decade and a half?
Yeah, obviously I'm very fortunate. I learned a long time ago that you find the right kind of people to surround yourself with, and I was able to do that as a player at Kansas State, and just the rich heritage of coaches that were there, starting with Coach Snyder, who's a Hall of Fame.